Hello and welcome back to another exciting episode of Perchance to Dram. Today I have the Arran Malt 14 year bottle. So I think I tried a sample of Arran 10 many years ago, but don't remember my notes on it. So very excited to get my hands on a bottle of Arran. Arran is an island off the west coast of Scotland, and it's kind of known as Scotland in miniature, just because of the various bins and lochs and glens that it has. That it's kind of Scotland in a microcosm. Comes with some good recommendations. So I'm happy to be able to dig into this. So it is, as all whiskey should be, non-chill filtered and with natural color. On the front of the tube, rich warming spice and caramelized fruits with a layer of toffee and milk chocolate. The coastal influence emerges on the palate with notes of licorice and pineapple on the lingering finish. Established 1995. This distillery, Arran, is the name of what they produce, but they have the distillery is actually named Loch Ranza, and then they've added recently another one called Lag on the Isle of Arran. Back of the tube says, the Arran 14-year-old is a smooth and richly rewarding expression of the Arran malt, bursting with character and complexity. The extra years of maturation have added a depth of sweetness and spice to create a fully rounded and satisfying dram. We are the only distillery on the Isle of Arran and are proudly independent. Scottish company, independently owned, independently minded, and pure by nature. I like that. I'm not sure if that'll resolve well, but there's a bit of a map there that shows Arran in relation to, various other whiskey places. You can see Glasgow there, and then the Kintyre Peninsula with Campbellton, and Islay, Jura, Mull, etc. 46% alcohol by volume. April 19th, 2017. It's a while ago, as I'm recording this in March of the year of our Lord 2021. Interesting. Oh wow, that's like salted peanuts to me, right off the bat. A little bit of outside, like when you squash a bug. That's just the cork though. So, all right. Okay. So yeah, one big thing to call out here is, first of all, the 14 year has been discontinued. I think in 2020, if not earlier, and their entire branding for Arran has changed. So this is the old branding. So this bottle is definitely one that could be called a Dusty. It did have some dust on the lid of the tube, and I, without special ordering a whole case, you can't really get Arran in the state of Utah where I live. So it necessitated a trip across the great alkali desert, as Arthur Conan Doyle called it in the Sherlock Holmes debut, A Study in Scarlet, to West Windover, Nevada, which obviously Nevada, they have private liquor sales, and so Lee's Discount Liquors, shout out to them, a great retailer, and walked in, and really the first thing to notice about the Scotch whiskey area was it was very the shelves were bare, mainly, and I think a lot of that is probably down to the recently, as I record this, repealed or mitigated tariffs against Scotch whiskey, which some retailers have found quite uncomfortable. But surrounded by a bunch of empty space was this bottle and a few others of the Arran 14 and also the tin. So I would definitely say that a rebranding was in the offing. I've heard this is a really good whiskey, and it ticks all the boxes that I look for. Natural character, non-chill filtered, and a little bit more traditional. But to the average consumer, this bottle was not jumping out at them with the way it was presented. So glad to pick this up and finally be able to try it. So. Okay, so I still get a little bit of those roasted salted peanuts, a little bit there. And there's some fruity, sweetness, but honeyed, I guess. It's a good mix of sweet and dry. That's really good. I don't know if I get maybe a little wax or oiliness, which I like. Ooh, coconut. Yeah, coconut. Stronger on the coconut there. Yeah, this is intriguing. Good color. I know this has some sherry as well as bourbon cask maturation. It's well balanced. Let's launch. Okay, yeah. Really pretty similar notes to the nose. I do get a lot of coconut in there, and a little bit of honey floral sweetness, a little bit of salty. Now the finish. If you've ever had one of those candies that is like, it's like a soda thing inside a wax deal that you break off just like a tiny little thing and you drink it. It's a little like that, some sweetness mixed with a little waxiness to me. And yeah, we've got some good intensity, quite warming in the finish. Let's see what the nose gives me now. I'm getting now a little bit more of that, I guess you'd call it just traditional Scotch character. I mean, almost like a Highlander or a Speyside malt. Getting some sort of grassiness, and then a little bit of orchard fruit, apple maybe. Oh, yeah, caramel. Yeah, with just a little savory there with like salted nuts. One more sip, slosh. Oh. Okay. At that time I get a little bit more spices, a little bit more of a spicy kick to it. For whatever reason, and this is not at all a knock against the whiskey because I like exotic things, and obviously the way your brain works is, it's going to be different for everybody, but I do come across, for whatever reason, it's making me think of bugs. Crushing a caterpillar when you're a child. And the smell of that, and then imagining what that is in the taste. So it's got some earthiness, I guess you'd call it, in there. But it's a sweet earthiness. Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, for its class, at the price, I paid $80 for this, so I'm not sure I'd recommend it at that price. It's not a standout in to that extent, but certainly, trying a glass at a bar if they happen to have some of these bottles, and definitely recommend it. And for me, I do want to try to get more into Arran, and they do have a good range of cask finishes, Amarone and Sauterne, and a few other finishes, and 1995, so we're coming up on the older expressions that they're going to have more readily available as they have more of those older casks to blend and vat and release. So I think Arran's definitely one to watch out for. So yeah, anyway, thanks for joining me. To drink, perchance to dram. See ya.